his bowling. Raymond Illingworth won the toss. He has a habit of doing that, and he decided to bat first. In the third over, Dennis Lillee made his impression on the series, or rather he made it on Geoffrey Boycott. He struck him a very nasty blow in the arm, and Boycott was unable to bat until later in the innings. Brian Luckhurst took his place, and we join play now at 16 for no wicket. John Edridge is the batsman, and David Colley the bowler. That's not all that far away from Rodney Marsh, but it's 4 runs. Luckhurst the batsman to David Colley. Bowl him. First victim to David Colley in Test cricket. Brian Luckhurst hitting over a half volley, and the first England batsman dismissed with 14 runs against his name. So it's congratulations from everyone for Colley. Luckhurst hitting over the top of a half volley. Not quite hitting it straight and not having his feet across to the ball again, and just takes the off stump.
Lillee returning to over the wicket for the right-handed Smith. And he's out, LBW, and a big shout and jubilation there for Lillee. So they've had 1 or 2 shouts at Mike Smith already this time. Answered in the affirmative. Lillee the bowler. That ball pitching smack on round about middle and off. And no doubt Mike Smith there beaten by the sheer pace of it.
And Colley now preparing to bowl again to John Edridge, who's on 49. 99 the score. And Edridge has got it. He'll have to be quick here. He's run out. Must be out. And what a bad piece of cricket from the English players. D'Oliveira sending Edridge back. Edridge was looking for that single for the half century. He called for the one, and it was a very, very good piece of fielding. You can see it here again now as Colley bowls. And Edridge goes onto the back foot, pushes away just wide of mid-wicket. Now watch D'Oliveira and then watch Edridge turn. The fieldsman comes around, gathers. They started off for the single. And there is Lillee picking up, throwing, and Edridge is on his way back. No chance of getting in.
Well, he's bowled him. A much better ball. So, D'Oliveira comprehensively bowled there by Greg Chappell. Which seemed to gather a little bit of pace off the pitch. And that's a tremendous feather in the cap of the Australians, and particularly Greg Chappell. So Boycott, in that treatment, coming in. The fall of the 4th wicket. Took a fierce blow on his left arm from a sharply rising ball from Dennis Lillee, and now coming out to resume his innings. So the end of D'Oliveira, getting one on a good length, pitching off, hitting off, and Basil there a little bit late and a little bit slow on the shot. And he's got it through this time. Half volley. So Greg makes his first boundary of the innings. And that's it. And it's a fine catch, and Boycott's gone, and Johnny Gleeson's picked up his wicket. So Boycott out for 8. Good leg spinner, pitch right on a length turn, and look at those joyous Australians.
Tony Greig, who was the mainstay of the latter part of the England batting order yesterday, played much better today. He started off in very nervous fashion at the beginning of his innings on the first day, but today he was very composed indeed. Struck the ball well on the offside and played with great conviction off his pads. One of those strokes by Greig was an absolute gem off John Gleeson, the Australian spinner. He looked very composed, and so too did Knott, until the new ball was taken at 12:25 with the England total 182 for 5. There had been 50 minutes play at this stage, and Greig was the first wicket to fall when the persevering Colley, bowling accurate medium pace from the Stratford end, trapped him LBW. That was at 190 for 6, and then just 10 runs later, Alan Knott was next to fall when Lillee got a lifter to come very, very sharply at the England wicketkeeper, and he was well caught behind by Marsh for 18. John Snow, the next batsman, stayed around for a few minutes, but then Colley got a good Yorker under his bat, and the 8th England wicket was down for 209. Norman Gifford was the next man to go with the total at 243. He was brilliantly run out by Ian Chappell, lurking just around the corner at short backward square leg, when Inverarity was bowling from the Stretford end. Arnold, the last man in, stayed for a while with Illingworth, but then smashed a ball away to mid-wicket, a very short ball from Australian spinner Johnny Gleeson, and Bruce Francis took a fine tumbling catch away in the mid-wicket area. This was 249 all out, the England team. An outstanding effort there from Tony Greig, 57 out of that total of 249, but it's a good even-looking scorecard all the way through, and I think Illingworth will be quite happy with the way things went. From the Australian point of view, they'll be pleased with Colley's bowling, 3 for 83, and Lilly picked up 2 wickets. Here's the start of the Australian first innings. John Snow is the bowler. Keith Stackpole takes strike.
Immediately hooked away to the mid-wicket boundary there. Dropped short. A fine aggressive start this by Keith Stackpole. Arnold on his way in. And there's a chance. So dropped by the unfortunate Tony Greig at second slip. A fairly simple chance too, coming at a nice height for him, just about hip height to his right. He moved across, got both hands to it, but downed it. And he's dropped again, 2 successive balls. It's John Snow's this turn, and what a sorry mess these England slip fielders are making of it.
Snow the fieldsman, but no chance of cutting that off. 4 runs to Stackpole. Arnold not often straying in length or direction in this Australian innings so far. That's out. Lead before wicket. D'Oliveira claims the first victim for England. 68 on the board. He had to do it without the benefit of any catching from teammates. There's the ball. And Francis is, well, he's very much obscured from here, but he looked very, very much in front. So it's the first wicket for England. 68 on the board. Smith under it, catches it. Hooked beautifully by Chappell, but hooked straight down Mike Smith's throat at long leg. It probably would have gone across the boundary for 6. And what a remarkable dismissal. First ball, Ian Chappell. Tony Greig now coming in. The bouncer deliberately, very short, in good position, hooks it in the air. And Mike Smith coming around takes it beautifully. And I would say it would have been 6 had Smith not pulled it down. But a fine catch by Mike Smith, and Greg Chappell coming out now.
Arnold coming in. And he's edged it. It's 4 runs. Wide of most of the slips, nobody there. And Arnold continuing his pretty bad streak of luck.
And he's got him LBW this time, so justice at last for Geoff Arnold. The 3rd wicket down. Keith Stackpole, LBW, good ball, nipping back from outside the off stump. Congratulatory pat there from his captain. And if anybody's deserved a wicket in this test match, it must surely be Geoffrey Arnold. Oh, and he's gone, he's caught behind, and he's picked up another wicket, and that's Graham Watson. Not a very good shot for a batsman who's only been in there just a short time. Flashing away outside the off stump. Arnold pitching this fairly wide, not one of his better balls, in fact. And a faint deflection there, not moving over. And making no mistake. John Snow to Greg Chappell. And that's the edge, and he's caught it this time, and a fine catch by Greg, and he's thrown it up, and he's joined one stuck at last. So Chappell is out, and England have actually caught one in the slips. And in fairness to Tony Greig, it was a very, very fine slip catch. It went quick and it went low, and he moved to his left and he caught it extremely well. And that's out, he's caught behind. So a third wicket then to Geoff Arnold. Inverarity could have gone and in a lot of trouble all the way through that over. What a superb exhibition of bowling by this Surrey quick bowler. He's got 3 wickets. He could well have had 6 or 7 at this stage. Inverarity, the batsman. Once again, right on line, pushing forward, not getting to it. And Alan Knott taking a good catch low down. Inverarity on his way already. And John Edrich has caught him in the gully. Fine catch. And another wicket to Arnold. Rodney Marsh is out for 8. And the Australians now 134 for 7. See John Edrich in the gully. Snap up this chance. Pushing forward. The ball moving away from him. Rolling over. Clutching it into his midriff there.
Gifford has gone to mid-wicket, so there's a big gap now in the mid-on area. Oh, that's bowled him very conclusively, and he was never there for that. He was playing that from on or just outside leg stump. Snow looking very, very happy about it. You'll see here that Collie never, ever gets behind the line of the ball. The left foot giving himself plenty of room for the stroke before it comes back far too late. In the end, he's covering his stumps, but that's some fraction of a second after the ball has pegged one of them back towards the wicketkeeper. John Snow bowling at the moment from the Warwick Road end, not the City end, as I'm informed by correspondent. And he's bowling. That was a good delivery. Quick, a little bit of extra pace in that, and Gleeson far too late with the stroke, and that's the 9th Australian wicket to go down in an inglorious batting display this morning. And a quicker ball from Snow. Gleeson down the line of leg stump, and it just hits the top of the off stump. Good bowling, and look at Snow. That's a classic follow through there by a very fine fast bowler. That's Walters, and Illingworth's under it. It must be out. It's nicely judged by the England captain. Walters hooking is the last man out for 17. John Snow has the wicket. And what a splendid performance by these 2 England bowlers this morning. What a collapse that was. 142 after being in quite a strong position at one stage. The loss of Ian Chappell early on was a crushing blow. Stackpole stood firm. It certainly was a great effort from John Snow and Geoffrey Arnold. 6 for 39 in 90 minutes. Snow took 4 for 17. And England's lead 107. We pick up play now with Dennis Lillee, the bowler. Geoffrey Boycott is taking strike.
Boycott confidently away. Skipped away wide and mid-on. Gleeson chasing it. Unable to cut it off despite that attempt with a boot.
31 for now. There's the hook again. And he's hooked it high, and is it 6? I think it may have dropped just inside the rope. It's 4 runs. Ready for the sweep, a big shout for LBW. They're all going up for it, and Tom Spencer has given him out. I see Boycott going for the sweep, hitting it square on the offside. And there goes Gleeson, and he's out for 47.
On a good ball, and that's out, and it lifted and left him, and he followed it. And Colley's got Luckhurst out again, this time without scoring, caught behind by Rodney Marsh. So England 65 for 2. And he's out, he's got a wicket, he's got Edrich. So John Edrich gone, looking to hit it away through the offside, not quite getting to the pitch, playing slightly inside it. And another catch then for Rodney Marsh. Graham Watson, the bowler.
He's looked in very good touch indeed. There's a lovely shot. That's 4 runs. Slow outfield. Wet ball, but 4 from the moment it left the bat. A fine on drive by Basil D'Oliveira. In perfect position for it. Each bowler carries a towel for drying the ball. And a great stroke. D'Oliveira relishing the conditions, knowing the ball's not going to move around very much. And onto the front foot there as soon as the ball is a fraction over pitched. And again, successive boundaries, 3 boundaries, 3 balls. D'Oliveira on 37 faces Lillee. Out, caught, a brilliant catch by Watson, throwing it up in the air, and the first Australian victory this morning. D'Oliveira, the 4th wicket to fall in the England second innings, with the total at 140. 37 to Basil D'Oliveira, caught Watson, bowled Lillee. It's a nice shot. The in-swinger from Greg Chappell. Lillee's man out, took no chance of picking it up there. Firmly clipped away. I agree, just slightly overpitched. A little uppish, but very, very firmly hit indeed. One of Smith's favourite strokes. It's to be David Colley bowling now to Greg. It's a lovely stroke. No need to chase that. It's going to bang into the fence. That's extra cover. Perfectly timed. A full toss.
Dennis Lillee to Mike Smith. And that's it. A wicket for Dennis Lillee. Mike Smith flashing away at a good length ball outside the off stump. No problem at all there to Rodney Marsh. Ball hardly deviating at all. A very simple catch, the wicketkeeper. A wide ball here. Looking again for that square cut. Very faint deflection, but sufficient for those Australian close fielders, and Lillee in particular, to leap in the air. No need for anybody to chase that. Off volley, superbly put away by Tony Greig. Down they go in anticipation of another edge. And it's another catch for Marsh, having a field day out there, another little gentle tickle. So Lillee having a great morning there this morning. Allen not slightly apprehensive, not getting out to the pitch of it. And Rodney Marsh taking his 4th catch for the innings.
So Tony Greig looking to score quick runs here. Got that through, and that's his 50. A good effort by Tony Greig here. A beautifully timed stroke for 3. Made his 50 in 117 minutes. It's his 2nd half century of the match. Chappell, what a great catch that was. That must be one of the best catches in Test cricket. Diving away to his right at first slip, behind second slip. Illingworth the man out, the 7th wicket to fall for England. Illingworth made 14. Dismissed Cordy and Chappell, bowled Lillee. Snow should be quite immune from the short pitch ball from Lillee. It's Fast Bowlers Union that operates in Test cricket. Will no doubt be in operation again today. Oh, that must be out. Must be out. It was absolutely plumb, and Lillee now has 5 wickets today. Lillee's arm just coming over now, having beaten Snow outside the off stump with the ball before. Lands this one just a fraction outside off stump. and cuts back at Snow. And there he is, hit on the left pad, absolutely plumb in front. And he's got him. What a great performance. An inconclusive stroke played by Gifford. It's just flicked his glove on the way through. Lillee has taken 3 wickets in and over. There are 9 England wickets down for 234. Gifford fending away outside the leg stump there, just flicking off the glove. And what a remarkable performance by Lillee. I'll bowl him. Good delivery, good Yorker from Greg Chappell. What an extraordinary end to this England innings. All out for 234. Greg Chappell bowling the last ball of this innings, and Tony Greig hitting right over the top of it, and the ball hitting inside the batting crease and cartwheeling the stump back towards the keeper. It's Dennis Lillee, the main destroyer, 6 wickets today. The other one going to Greg Chappell, the last man out, Tony Greig, for 62. A splendid innings by Greig, and Lillee being given the honour, having taken the last 4 wickets without a run being scored from him, being given the honour of leading the Australians off the field. Once again, Tony Greig has played magnificently. Top scorer in the second innings as well as the first, 62 out of 234. And the opening stand between Boycott and Edridge of 60 gave them a wonderful start to the innings, even though Luckhurst was then dismissed without scoring. 234, Lillee absolutely outstanding. 6 for 66 in 30 overs and 8 maidens. And at the same time, Rodney Marsh was equalling an Australian wicket-keeping record with 5 catches in an innings. We join Keith Stackpole now and Bruce Francis. After they've added 9 runs, John Snow is the bowler, Bruce Francis the batsman.
And that's out. On the back foot. The first blow struck almost at once by John Snow. Francis, LBW for 6. The impression I got there was that was palpably LBW. Let's see what the slow motion shows us. Going across his wicket. Ball coming back just a little bit. And it would have hit probably the top of Midland leg. In comes Snow. Well, it's 4 runs for a very thin leg glance, which didn't quite carry.
Snow now to Ian Chappell. A bouncer, and he's asking for it, and he's given him out caught behind, so the hook's brought about his downfall in both innings. Trying Ian Chappell out with a bouncer. They had him caught at long leg the first time, going for the hook shot again, getting an edge through to wicketkeeper Knott. Snow tempting the bounce again. Look how much he put into it. Chappell, in actual fact, getting in a pretty good position there to hook it. But no doubt there that Alan Knott knew he got a tickle. Hammered away. Great start by Stackpole. His short ball, beautifully cut square, in the air, but perfectly safe. 4 runs. That should be out. Short ball, hooked to Basil D'Oliveira at mid-on. He never got round on it, looking to hit it in the area of mid-wicket. So Jeff Arnold has beat the bat many times, getting a wicket there with a fairly short ball. Really, Greg Chappell should have put that away. He's quite a good hooker. But dropping it short, never getting round on it, and lofting it to Basil D'Oliveira, who took a pretty comfortable catch at mid-on. Snow to Watson. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a bad shot. Really, one couldn't describe anything as bad as that from a test match player. He's just come in, he hasn't got on the mark. It was a long hop, and he just wafted it very gently back to Snow.
Snowy to Stackpole. It's a good shot. My word, that is a good stroke. Beautifully behind the ball. And it's his half-century. And a very, very good innings from Keith Stackpole.
Oh, and he stayed on. Off the inside edge. very nearly yorked anyway, playing over the top of it, off the inside bottom edge. So Tony Greig, an immediate success, and the wicket's really tumbling now. He's off the back foot, but he wasn't behind it. Played that a long way from his body, and Walters, living chancely here today, is out for 20.
And that's it, a good catch this time by Luckhurst. D'Oliveira right on length and line there. Committing Inverarity to the forward defensive and slight movement. Luckhurst making no mistake this time at first slip. Tony Greig, who took a wicket with his first ball this morning, inducing a false shot from Walters. Coming in now to Stackpole. Once again, Stackpole in no trouble at all. He's really played very, very well this morning, getting 4 runs there. This wicket has really played very well. And there's bowled in. So Stackpole gone at last. Clean bowl by Tony Greig. The end then of this fine innings of Keith Stackpole. Greig the bowler.
He's had a marvellous match here. 2 half-centuries in the one game. 2 for 15 in this innings. 1 for 21 in the first innings, and although he's dropped a couple of chances, he's already taken one very, very good one. So, another stroke that didn't get up as Greig intended. Smashed it away in front of square leg past Mike Smith. David Colley. And he's out, Tony Greig. Second slip, the 8th wicket to go down. Have a look at this left foot go to mid-wicket here as John Snow pitches it short outside off stump. Outside edge. It's a most ungainly stroke. I can't think of anything that was technically correct about that, except perhaps the catch itself, which was taken in very easy fashion by Tony Greig.
That's a brave shot over the top, and it's 6 runs.
As Gifford resumes over the wicket to the left-handed Marsh. He swung him away again. So a second 6 to Rodney Marsh, and we've waited 5 days to see the first. Now he's at 2, 1 in each over, taking him past the 50 mark and getting a big hand from this crowd who've been anticipating now for about 3/4 of an hour a fairly quick English win. And hammered through, fine shot. On the up, ball, nothing like a half volley, a good length ball in fact. Back over the wicket. Hooked round on the leg side this time. So successive boundaries to the left-handed Marsh. And this is very, very good cricket. It's Gifford to continue. Coming over the wicket to Rodney Marsh. Tossed up in the air, inviting the drive, and he's hit it beautifully. So yet a third 6. Used his feet, got right down to the pitch of that, and cleared a very long boundary there by a good 10 or 15 yards. 70 now. And he's come for it again, and he's made it, yet another one. So this is really tremendous stuff. 4th 6 then to Rodney Marsh, all in the same direction. On the onside, hit him with the spin. Oh, a handsome straight drive there by Gleeson. No bother there. Beautiful straight drive. And there's got to be some applause now, because that's 100 partnership come up. It's come up in the incredibly quick time in a test match of 77 minutes. Greig to Marsh. And that's it. And he's out 1 short of his best score. Going for that square drive, which he's played so terribly well right the way through his innings. This time, just getting a thin outside edge. Allen not taking the catch. And Rodney Marsh is out for really a superb and sparkling display. And all the England players fully appreciative of that fine knock. The Lancashire members on their feet. And that's it. And Greg has bowled him. And the first test match is over. John Gleeson bowled by Tony Greig there for 30 very, very good runs.
An excellent win for England, the margin 89 runs, and Raymond Illingworth's side had 2.5 hours to spare. A look at the card at the end of the match now. Marsh dominating the Australian second innings with his 91. Stackpole played very well for his 67. Bowling figures for England, very impressive with Snow taking 4 and Arnold